Can someone say awkward? We've all found ourselves in intimate situations where we're confronted with people we don't get along with, have had strained relationships with, or with whom we've had differing views. Well, I'm here to say you've got this. Our guest is Pardavila, podcaster and author of the book, Good Listen. It's good to have you back.
Thanks, Leah. Thanks for having me. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas to you. And 'tis the season for having just strained relationships and being placed in a situation where you gotta be shoulder to shoulder with these people. So how do you get through it?
Well, I always say the internet's your friend. You know how when you're in your dating life, you can like stalk people? Well, there's nothing wrong with stalking your family. So one of the good things, if you don't see a family member much, stalk them before that holiday gathering. See what they're doing. And maybe if you don't follow them, just follow them all of a sudden and be like, find a little moment that they've taken over the last year and bring that up as a conversation. Maybe you have nothing in common with this person,
right, but
you can use that as a sort of a starting point to have a conversation. And I think it's a great way to sort of like get to know your relatives who you don't keep in contact with through it.
That's
because
true.
maybe you don't want to follow him through the year because your uncle's a bit nuts and he's got like conspiracy theories. But if you can like pick something up from their feed and be like, hey, I saw you do that thing, and people love that. Yeah. It's funny. I remember, and I'm sure you do this all the time, when you talk to a friend, you're like, hey, did you see that thing I posted? And they'll be like, no, I never got to see that.
Yeah.
Well, when you tell them that you saw what they posted,
yes,
they love that, and it starts things off on such a high note.
Feeds the ego.
Oh, totally.
It feeds the ego. So breaking the ice essentially, and that is what I think people find very difficult, very challenging sometimes. And I think also if you have a history with somebody, and then here you are face to face with a cocktail in your hand, and you're forced to talk to the person, what do you do? What's a graceful way of starting a conversation with them, maybe just addressing some of the differences that you've had in the past?
Absolutely. I mean, I think everyone has a story. Everyone has a story to tell. I think as long as you give people the opportunity to tell their story, to say what's on their mind, to not disrespect like their thoughts, their wishes, whatever they're passionate about, I think as long as you come open to a conversation, that you can definitely get everything going in a right foot. And the thing is, everyone has differing opinions, and it's also not a bad thing to have differing opinions, to disagree, but as long as you're respectful and you believe that that person is coming from a good place, I think you could always have a conversation with someone, even if you're not close with them or have differing beliefs. Right. As long as you respect their beliefs and where they're coming from, I think anyone could have a conversation at these holiday parties.
Here's a question for you. Okay, so for all of our esteemed viewers, they've all read the book Good Listen,
of course,
so they're coming correct when they go into that situation. Yeah. But what about the others who are coming in hot, or they don't have the skills to handle a proper conversation?
Well, the book's called Good Listen, and the thing is, it's about listening. So if you give those people that are coming in hot a chance, and you listen and give them the platform, people love the opportunity to just talk about what's going on in their life. So once they're able to do that, I think they cool down. Because if you're not pushing back while they're unloading on something, whether it's something in sports or politics or something going on in their life with a relationship, as long as you let them vent, I think sometimes that's what people want. They just want, I mean, that's why therapists make a really good living. Yeah, it's because people vent to them professionally. So if you give people the opportunity to vent, and as long as it's not something toxic or something that's gonna make you uncomfortable, most of the time it's not. If you give people that opportunity, there's no reason they won't cool off, and then all of a sudden you guys are palling around by the end of the night.
Right. And how do you then leave the situation? What is a good way to break the conversation, then move on to someone else?
Well, honestly,
or somewhere else. A corner of the house or whatever, where no one can find you.
Well, I think there's two things you could do. The beverage and bathroom, B&B. Yeah. So whenever you need to break a conversation, you can either go say, I need to get a beverage, or I need to go to the bathroom. So keep the two B's in mind that, hey, oh, I'm sorry, I need a refill, I'm gonna get that. Or listen, boy, I don't know what was in that cupcake, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. So anytime you can use those situations to easily break away from a conversation, that always works.
You just don't want to, tell the person who made the cupcakes, what's in the cupcakes before you run to the bathroom.
Right.
Okay.
Use the beverage.
Use the beverage thing instead.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I think that's good. Well, I want to thank you so much, Joe. It's great to see you, and you've always got such great advice. So make sure, folks, go out, get Good Listen. You can find it at all the booksellers. Great book indeed. I want to thank you, and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Leah. Thanks again.
We're back after this.